Would you like to edit your first video using KineMaster? Well, stick around because I'm going to show you all the basics that you need to know in order to do so. Hey guys, this is Diego from LVN Studio. I am doing this tutorial on my iPad, but just so you know, the layout is very similar to the phones or other tablets. Let's get started on the home screen of the KineMaster app. Here, a very important button is the question mark, where you can communicate with KineMaster support in case you run into any issue while using the app. Now, at the bottom of my screen, you will see a list of projects that I recently created on KineMaster. If you tap on one of them, you will be able to see all the information from that project. Then you can also update the name of the project by simply tapping on it. At the bottom left, if you click on this button, you can duplicate the project into any aspect ratio that you want. If you click on the next button, you can resave the video into any format that you want. And then there is a trash can where you can tap it and you can delete the video if you don't need it anymore. Then this big button right here is to go in the project and start editing. Now click on this button to select the aspect ratio of the project you want to create. As you can see, there are a few options. The most popular are 16:9 ratio, which is for YouTube, 9:16 for TikTok and Instagram Reels or Stories, 1:1 for Instagram posts, and so on. In this case, we will select the 9:16 ratio. Now, this is the platform where you will create your video, and the buttons are very simple. I will explain the most important ones. For example, let's click on the media button, and in here you will see a list of all the albums that you have on your photo library. At the bottom right, you can select if you want to add a video or a photo from your albums. If you are on your phone, you will see this option on the left side. In my case, I created an album on my photo library named My First Video, where I collected all the videos and photos I will use in this project. I definitely recommend doing this to be organized. So let's open that album and just tap on the video to add it to the timeline. You will do the same for the photos. Perfect. Now with your fingers, you can pinch in or pinch out on the timeline area to zoom in or zoom out in your project timeline. You can also tap and hold on a video or photo and then drag it to the left or right to change the order. Now, as you can see, more buttons became available, but before explaining them, let's go to the asset store by clicking this button. On the left side, you will see multiple group of assets like effects, transitions, stickers, music, sound effects, clip graphics, videos, images, and fonts. Each group has multiple subgroups where you can search for more specific assets. For example, in the transition group, I will go to the action subgroup and then select the gravity well transition. In here, you can play this little video so you can preview all the transitions that you can download. And if you like them, just simply click on download. Great. Now on our main platform, you will see that there is a plus button in between each clip or photo. If you click on it, you can see the transition we just downloaded. So let's click on the transition group and let's select a couple of transitions just to see how they look. They all look really cool, but I will stick with the first transition, and then on the left side you can select for how long you want it to appear for. That looks awesome. Now, if you select on the video, a list of buttons and options will pop up. If you think your video is too long and you need a specific part of it, you can always trim it or split your videos. You can also mute your video using the mixer button. You can add some filters, adjust the speed, reverse it, etc. So something we're going to do here is reduce the speed by half. And then in the adjustment option, we will color grade the video by adjusting some of these options. We will increase the vibrance just a tiny bit, and then let's increase the temperature to make the colors a little warmer, and finally let's make other minor changes. Now let's click on the image and we will go into the pan and zoom option. As you can see, you can edit the start and end position here, or both at the same time by clicking on this button. In my case, we will double tap on the screen so the image fills in the screen. Nice! We will do the same for the other image. Perfect! And now that we're here, we're going to add a transition between both of these images as well. So let's select one in the... let's see the light bath and the number 2. And let's reduce the timing just a little bit. Perfect. And finally, we will add some music to our video. To do it, select the audio button, and as you can see, you can add music or sound effects you downloaded from the asset store, any recorded audio, internal files you have on your device, or music from your playlist as well. In this case, we will select the music Misconception. Remember that all the music has no copyright, so you can use it in any social media channel. Let's take a look at the final video. Fantastic! Now on the left side you can select the project settings button, where you can adjust very simple and basic options. For example, in the audio section you can make it fade in or fade out, but in this case we will adjust in the video section. We'll make it fade in and fade out by 1 second, and I think this is gonna make a great difference in the final video. Let's take a look. Excellent! Now to export your video, click on this button on the top right corner, and to make sure you save it on the best quality, make sure to drag this dot to the right side where it says high quality, select the resolution of 4K and the frame rate, in my case 30. Once it finishes exporting, you will find the final video in your album. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Now you should be ready to create your first video using KineMaster. Make sure to check out the links in the description below to download the KineMaster app. See you in the next video. Bye!